我们今天来讲这篇课文 Finding an Apartment. Finding an apartment. There are several ways to find an apartment. One way is to look online. There are a lot of websites to help you find an apartment. There are often pictures of the building and the apartment for rent. There is sometimes a map to show you the location of the building. Another way to find an apartment is to look in the newspaper. There is an apartment for rent section in the back of some newspaper. There are ads for apartments and houses for rent. Many newspapers also put this information online. You can also find an apartment by looking at buildings in the neighborhood where you want to live. There are often for rent signs in front of buildings. There is usually a phone number on the sign. You can call and ask the landlord or manager for information. You can ask, how much is the rent? Is heat included? What floor is the apartment on? Is there an elevator? How many bedrooms are there in the apartment? How many closets are there in the apartment? Is the apartment available now? If an apartment interests you, you can make an appointment to see it. When you see the apartment, ask, is there a lease? How long is the lease? Is there a janitor or manager? Is there a parking space for each apartment? Is it free or do I have to pay extra? Are there smoke detectors? Is there a laundry room in the buildings? Where is it? The landlord sometimes asks you few questions such as, how many people are there in your family? Do you have any pets? Look at the apartment carefully before you sign the lease. If there are some problems, ask the landlord to fix them before you move in. There are several ways to find an apartment. 这里有几种方式去寻找一个公寓。One way is to look online. 其中一种方式是上网查找。There are lots of websites to help you find an apartment. 有很多网站能帮助你去寻找一个公寓。There are often pictures on the buildings. 它通常有公寓的图片，还有公寓的租界。There is sometimes a map to show you the location of the buildings. 它有时候会有地图向你展示公寓的位置。Another way to find an apartment is to look in the newspaper. 另外一种方式去寻找一个公寓是看报纸。There is an apartment for rent section in the back of newspaper. 一些报纸的后面通常会有 apartment of rent. 公寓租界这个板块。There are ads for apartment and houses for rent. 这些是租借公寓和房子的广告。Many newspapers also put this information online. 很多报纸都把这些信息放到网上。You can also find an apartment by looking at buildings in the neighborhood where you want to live. 你也可以寻找这些公寓，通过 看房子和看隔壁的房子。当你想要住的时候 ，There are often for rent signs on the front of the buildings。他们通常会写一个牌子 for rent 的牌子，用于租借的房子牌子在 on the front of buildings， 在房子的前面。There is usually a phone number on the side。上面通常会有电话号码。You can call and ask the landlord or manager for information。你可以向房东或者经理问题。You can ask， 你可以问 How much is the rent？ 租金是多少？